Alright guys, we should be live. Welcome to our weekly Wednesday Hangouts, guys. I'm Carl David. We have Lauren McKinney and Alden Poe also on this Hangout right now. And let me pull up my website to see if this is going on here, to see if everything is good. But welcome to the Hangout, guys. Basically tonight we're gonna be we're gonna be going over a topic that most people need to hear. Not only need to hear, but it's probably one of the most important topics, and it's something that for the last few weeks has been, there's been obviously somebody's been trying to like tell me a message because I've seen it left and right. I talk to people and the topic comes up, and I'm reading stuff and I'm watching videos and the topic comes up, and that topic is debt and saving money. Okay, we're all in business. We're all in business to make money. We're obviously we want to, be well off and travel and live lavishly. But in order to do that, we have to go to a deeper understanding of how these wealthy people are able to do this. They have that the mindset of, hey, I gotta save my money. I gotta be able to save my money so that when I need it to make an investment, I have it. I have to be able to save my money so that when there's an emergency, I'm good. I have to be able to save my money because saving money is making money. If you're making, $2,000 a month and your rent is $1,500 every month, what are you doing? Some people don't think that way, and we wanted to basically teach you some things that we've been learning and some stuff that I've applied that has shown to work so far, and putting money aside and learning how to take what you make and put it into designated spots so that your money can actually grow. We're on this call. It's called a Think and Grow Rich call. And that's Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. And it's just been opening my mind up to what's really what this is really all about. Okay, some of you guys have mortgages. I don't have a mortgage yet. I don't have a home. But now that I've been exposed to what I know, I'm not gonna do it the traditional way of going through all the heck. I want to build up wealth and freaking buy a house and from the ground up and build it, land and buy the land and own it, because I know how interest rates are. I know what it's going to do to my credit. I know what it does to everybody else. So you guys just have to pay attention to what's going on and understand that making money is making money, but saving money is really where you're going to build that wealth. Because say for instance, again, you have a good job, okay, and we wonder why we're in certain positions all the time. We have some people have good jobs, careers, or they're doing well in their home business, but you're still broke-minded. Why do I say that? You're still broke-minded because, and I'm probably talking directly to somebody right now. This is from personal experience, and Lauren, you know what I'm talking about. You can't make $20,000 in a month or 10, 5, any type of number like that. And then when it comes time to make a business move, you're like, I ain't got it. You don't got 1,500 out of that 20,000 that you just made in order for you to build more on top of it. You're broke. And it opens my mind up again to what being broke-minded really is all about. People have money, but what are y'all doing with it? How are you saving it? How are you using that money to invest into other things? What are you doing to make sure that income that you have that's coming, a piece of it is never going to go away? I'm a victim of not paying attention to how I spend my money. And I thank goodness, I thank God that, we're exposed to this stuff. We know what's going on and we know how to deal with it. It's pretty simple. You just got to be disciplined and prioritize. Your J's are not necessary, okay? Your cell phone may be a necessity, but not the plan that you got, okay? Some of you guys got the biggest cable package, but you don't have a book to your name to teach you what you need to know about generating income or building a business, but you got the biggest cable package or the hottest trend comes out and you have to be on top of it. iPhone comes out, you're the first one on the iPhone. You're the first one on it. And then at the end of the month, you have nothing. You have no money. Okay? It's all around you. It's in you, you know, and it's something that we're designed to do. Because guess what? The honestly, guys, nobody wants you to make it. The world doesn't. They want to eat you up and not tell you how to be successful. Because you working for them is much, much, much better for the people at the top. It's much better, but you want to break out of that. So in order to do that, we have to learn how to manage our money. We have to be making money but saving it at the same time. Even, you know, cutting out luxury stuff that you're not a luxury person yet. You don't. If you're not making a certain amount of income, there's no way in hell you should be driving that fancy car and have a car note on top of car note. It just doesn't work out that way. It doesn't work too well. But for the most part, I just basically wanted to introduce what we're going to be talking about and get more into it. I have some numbers that I wanted to crunch down in terms of, you know, what we learned is the best way to position your income and what you should actually be focusing on and creating a plan, you know, a month, 2 months, 3 months, 5 years from now to actually accumulate a certain amount of money. Because a millionaire isn't really a millionaire unless he keeps that whole million. Hope you caught that. All right, I wanted to pass it on, you know, to either Lauren or Alton. You guys introduce yourselves and just kind of what position are you at in terms of your financial literacy and what we're learning, because we're all learning right now, and it's good to say, because I like being in a position where while I'm learning, I'm sharing what I'm learning so that you guys see where I mess up too.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I don't know if Alden wants to go or not, but yeah, Carl hit it on the nose. I get on those calls every morning myself, and it's opened my eyes up to so much. I've learned a lot in the past year than I've learned in my life, and I learned more in the past year than most individuals learned in their lives, and they're older than me. It's funny, I love teaching family, friends, or whoever I can get my hands on about what I'm learning when it comes to money. And some of my friends, they actually have homes right now, and I remember, you know, the biggest thing was, oh, you be a homeowner. You know, in your 20s, you want to own your first home. And for some reason, it always geared to me why I never had the interest to go get a home. I couldn't, but the more I learn about money and how society is and how the government is and how we're slaves, like literally we're slaves to this whole movement when it comes to money, it sickens me. And it also refreshes me to say, I'm glad I didn't do what everybody else is doing. Like Carl said, I don't want to buy a home. No, I don't want to buy a home. I made a status about this the other day. For all you homeowners, congratulations. But at the end of the day, I'm going to give you a little reality check. That home you're living in, you're still not the owner. You know why? Because you're paying a bill to a bank. And if you think about it, all banks are regulated through the government. They're all controlled by the government. So if something happens, just like people didn't think the government was shut down. Well, if they feel, I mean, we're already in debt as it is. So if they feel like they need to take away from their people or from something to accumulate, you know, more income, more revenue for us to get out of debt, they could take your home. They could tell the bank, go put a lock on their door today. And you come home from work, and you have a lock on your door because you're paying a mortgage to a bank that's owned by the government. Now, what I'm learning is, and what I have learned is, the best way to go about it is building your home. Getting a car that you can pay off or pay in cash. A lot of times, it's like what life does and teaches you is you get a little bit of money, you get a certain amount of money, and you spend 90% of it. You live off of 90 to 95% of it, and you have a 5% that you can actually lose at any time because anything can happen where you have to dig into that 5%. Most of society is actually living on 100% of their income. You know why? They may be making, let's say, $5,000 a month from your job. They go out and buy a car with a car note that's worth $800 to $900 to $1,000 a month. You want that $100,000 car, right? Because you got a little $5,000 coming in. But you're still living paycheck to paycheck and you're okay with it. But you're riding in that car that looks nice, but your bank account looks poor. I'd rather have a poor bank account but a nice car. Priorities. I'd rather wear those J's, but I can't pay my rent. Priorities. I wanna get help with my business, but I just spent the money in order to get that added help or making a smarter move in my business because I decided to go partying all weekend. So now I'm going to have an excuse that I can't afford to do what I have to do to increase my income. Is that somebody out there? I mean, it really hits home because I'm not the best saver. I was just talking to Carl. We actually just talked like, you know, I had a battle, and it's so simple as something like food. I had a battle as to, do I want to go eat what I'm really craving, or should I go home and cook what I have in my refrigerator? Why spend money on, yeah, I have the money to do it, but it doesn't save me any money. Yeah, it fixes my temporarily. It fixes me for that moment, but it doesn't feed me for the upcoming days. It feeds me for that moment, but it doesn't feed me for the upcoming days. So I had to check myself. The more I learned, I had to actually check myself and say, damn, I got a fridge full of food. Why the hell do I want to go spend $20 to $25 on something that I want right now when I can eat something that's going to last me further? So it's just crazy. The more I learn about money, I really see that they have it down pat. The government, the way this life is, it has us in a trap. And only a certain amount of people get out of that trap. You ever watch, I'm going to take it to your parents, Finding Nemo, where I believe they had a part in there where they had a net that came over all these fish, and only a few of them could get out. Are you those few people that are willing to get out or see the way to make it out before you get trapped in that net with a bunch of other fish? Because if not, you're only going to get sucked down further and further. Your life is going to feel miserable. You're going to die with this feeling. And what do you have left? Nothing. All your dreams, the way you're supposed to live, everything is buried with you. Not a good feeling. And I have to, it's not easy because we're raised like this. We go to school, they raise us to go get a job. You hear your parents tell you, job, job, job from the day you came out the womb, or go to college and get this and get that. And it's hard to get out of that habit. But you have to find that way out. And that consists of, getting around the individuals that are doing it, or understanding what they have to do to get out of it. Or picking up a book that says how to become a millionaire. picking up a book that says how to get out of debt, getting on these phone calls. Ask us, what phone calls do we get on in the morning if you don't know? And it all starts here. At the end of the day, whatever we talk about here, every week, it all goes back to here. Your thinking, how you see life, how do you see yourself, how do you see the world? It goes back to your thinking. And the only way that you can increase your thinking is if you put yourself in a predicament to develop those skills, to develop that vision, to develop that, push to get out that net that society wants us in. Great, you got $100,000, you have $100,000 salary, but guess what? You're freaking, by the time you pay your house, your cars, your kids' daycare, because you want them in the best school. Remember, you want them in a private school that probably costs $800 to $1,000 a month. By the time you buy the latest outfits, you go party, you entertain, you do all that bullshit. That's not really honestly important, because it only makes you happy for that moment. Because deep down inside, let's go deeper than what it is, you're really still not happy because you're still broke at $100,000 salary. You're still broke. I know people that make $30,000, but they're happy as hell and they got everything they need because they understand the logic of money. They understand the logic of power, control. They understand the true logic of happiness. When you have what's the guy name that holds a call? He said something that kicked my ass. He was like, people want the big house and have the big mortgage. He said, I'm okay with having a house big enough for my family and a peace of mind that I own this, that it's mine, that I don't have to make a payment every month. Nobody can take it away. No, it's not that lavish house that I could have gotten and made payments like everyone else, but it's a peace of mind. And when you have a peace of mind, your bank account grows. When you have a bigger bank account, it gives you a peace of mind. If you have money in your bank account, knowing if anything ever was to happen, I'm okay. That brings peace of mind to that parent that may have to take their child to go get some clothes because they outgrew them overnight. They may have that peace of mind. It could be that boyfriend that fell in love and wanted to propose to that girl, the girl of his dreams, and they have that money that they can dig into because they lived the correct way, they saved, and now they're able to be happy with that person that they're in love with. That's a peace of mind. It's so many ways to look at it. It's crazy. Alden, I don't know if you have anything to say, but it's important because I hear so many people, and I'm going to go on the business side real quick. So many people come to me and say, I need help. What can I do to get more help? What can I do to learn more? What can I do to be better? And I tell them, it's funny because when I tell them that it may cost you a little bit financially, they get discouraged. They get upset. They get angry. And they're like, why do I have to keep paying this, that, and the third? You know why? Because they're broke-minded. Because they're broke. Because they may have bullshitted on their money, and now they're stuck with being in a hole, not only financially, but in their business because they don't have that money to move up to the next level. Smart people, they drop whatever they need to do to get ahead in their business. Broke people, they complain, they say you're the worst person, you don't want to help. They make all these excuses, but at the end of the day, the finger gets pointed at you. Guess what? I got all my resources. I know how to get all my resources. Do you? And if you do, you're just scared to make a move. And that goes to being broke-minded. So you need to get out of that. But Alden, you could say something. I see your picture.
Yeah, he's live.
Yeah, y'all, as always, touch the main things that needed to be touched as far as saving money, because like me personally, I'm not the type of person that would say, oh, I'm going to go buy the new Jordans, or I'm going to buy a new iPhone, I'm going to buy this, I'm going to buy that when it just comes out. I honestly take it hard to spend money. Why? Because I know that money has a lot of value, and I know what I have to do to basically, in case of an emergency, have money. A lot of people, like you say, make a lot of money, say $2,000, $3,000 every 2 weeks or whatever, but at the end of the day, they're broke. Why? Because now they're making, even say, $10,000 a month. They're going to go buy a new car. Okay, I take spend money on a car that I know is mine. It's a one-time payment. That's my car. It's saving me money every month. Now I don't have to worry about the car payment. Like Lauren said, you don't have to go buy a house. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're making that type of money to basically sustain a house. You have to pay monthly to a bank for your mortgage. You know, if you cannot afford it, don't spend it. Even if you can afford it, I advise you not to spend it. You know, I have a certain amount of income, but I choose not to spend a certain amount of money. Why? So I can, in the longevity, I'll be good financially. You know, if I spend all the money I make, then what is my son gonna have to live off of, or in case anything was to happen to me? You know, I think about these type of things a lot, because I see a lot of people that have had a lot of money. Money's gone. They didn't save nothing. It's all in what you do with. As not even that. It's all in where your head is at. What you put in your mind. If you study the media too much, you get dragged into what the norm does. Spend unnecessary money. And it really hurts you in the long run. I'm seeing it day in, day out. How much business owners do you know, when an emergency happens, they're totally broke? Why are they totally broke and they have a good business? Think about that. They have millionaires, billionaires. The richest man in the world went bankrupt how much times? Why? But I mean, you gotta look at it like this. He had the mindset to get it back. Not everybody has that gift. Not everybody has that gift. You know, everybody has the common sense to say, okay, I could put myself in a position where if I lose this money today, I have a backup. You know, I like to have backups. I like to have I guess you could say a plan A and a plan B as far as money. If this goes dry, I have this here to make money. That's why us as what we in the industry that we're in, you know, we have multiple streams of income, you know, because I like to say, okay, I'm making a certain amount this month from here, so the rest from wherever else I'm making my money, that's gonna get saved. I'm not gonna spend that money just in case of an emergency. That's the same type of mentality everybody has to have. We learn all these new ways of saving money, even from Lauren and Carl, even from the calls in the mornings. I learn a lot. Every day, like I told Carl earlier, I've been thinking of new ways to not only help myself save money, but help the others around me save money too. Because it's not hard. You know, it's all in what you put in your mind. Just like making money is not hard. It's all in what you put in your mind, what you put your mind to do. You know? But you know, then that's about it. You know, just put your mind to it. It's not hard. You know, stop going out there to buy new clothes, new shoes, whatever. You know, stop trying to impress people.
The PlayStation.
Yeah, stop.
Yeah. You know, I used to play video games all the time. I used to play video games all the time. And the hottest game came out, Grand Theft Auto. I'm there. $60 down.
Yo, I used to be one of those. Yeah, I used to be in the line at 12 o'clock, you know, in the morning.
And then how long did we play that game for until we never touch it again?
Exactly. And I thought about all of that. I started to cut out a lot of my expenses thinking about what I've been doing the past couple of years. And especially money-wise, I held a lot of money, but where's that money now? I spent that money stupid. Even though I was thinking I was being smart with it, I eventually, like right now, every day I regret a lot that I've done in the past with the money that I've had. Why? Because
it's
stupid.
Stupid. Just blew it.
I'm a type of guy. I love cars.
No.
Yeah.
I was telling Carl one time, like, I remember having like stacks, like 10, $15,000, and I'd be like, where the hell did that chick go? Like, and it's sad because I'm like, how, especially being a parent, if I'm this way, I'm only the example of what my child may be, or a higher chance of what she may follow suit in. And that's not good. And I knew I had to change my mind. I knew I had to change my education on money, because let's be honest, high school don't teach you shit about credit, nothing about finances, nothing about nothing in the world, the real world. They don't teach you. I remember I got my first bank account. I overdraft. I was 16 years old. I overdraft because all I did was keep swiping, because I was so happy to have a card with a PIN number, and I just kept swiping it because I wanted something to eat or whatever. I'm a teenager, so I'm out and about. No, I'm out and about and stuff, and I'm like, oh yeah, I got it. I'm gonna swipe it. I'm treating all my friends. Next thing you know, I got bank fees, because I overswiped. But my math teacher didn't teach me that. My mom didn't teach me until it happened. Then she sat me down, was like, Lauren, you didn't know this? No, I didn't. I wouldn't have swiped. You know what I'm saying? A credit. When you're 16, 17, 18, look at your mail. Your first mail start to be credit cards. They just throw them at you.
They just start throwing them
at
you.
Yeah, and guess what? Being a careless teenager, me being in college, going to college, I'm like, yeah, I need, stuff for my room. But if I get a credit limit of like $1,500, $2,000, I'm straight. Yeah, I was straight. My room was looking good. But I forgot about that little bill that came in the mail that say I had to pay a minimum of $15, $20 on that $1,000 or so. And, that stuff gets tied in and I can understand, I respect people to say, I used to be like, why do you buy everything in cash? Like, my dad was famous for buying stuff in full price. And I'm like, ooh, why? He's like, you'll find, he taught me, and I see it now. My daughter's grandfather built his house.
Type of interest.
Right. He bought land and he built his house. And Carl, I want you to speak about that too, because the land, the percentages is very important.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely, because, again, we got to be careful on what we spend our money on, because a lot of people don't understand how long whatever you just bought actually lasts for. It's like, this week, am I going to buy, think about it, am I going to buy the milk that expires tomorrow, or am I going to buy the milk that expires in 2 weeks? And you have to make those kind of decisions with the clothes that you're going to buy. Maybe you want to go out to eat. Is it necessary? Or am I looking to invest or save my money so I can grow it and eventually get the better version of what I'm actually trying to get? Because right now, I'll tell you right now, I want to live in a fabulous penthouse suite. Who doesn't? Who in their right mind doesn't want to have that lavish lifestyle? And I can afford it. But why would I position myself to every month drop a certain amount of money that I know isn't ever going to come back to me ever again? And I'm doing it for just because you're able to? No, it's not a good look, because you can use so much more of what you're spending to make other things happen. And it's opened my eyes to what this whole money thing is all about. Money's tricky. We were on a call again this morning, and one thing pointed out to me was the fact that one thing that will never ever lose its value, and you could go into maybe substance like diamonds and gold and silver, their value fluctuates up and down. But one thing that'll never lose its value, actually two things that'll never lose its value, is time. But more importantly right now is land. When you own a piece of land, when you own a property, when it's yours, when you can go outside, spit on it, throw whatever you want on it and nobody can tell you anything, That's when you have assets, okay? Your car, your house, your mortgage, child support, wink, wink. Guys, we have to save our money so that these liabilities that we have are not stressful, okay? Everybody who has a mortgage is probably pulling their hair out because that mortgage, what you don't understand is that mortgage is something that you're going to be tied to paying forever if you have a traditional 9 to 5. There's no way in freaking hell that you can pay off your mortgage with a regular job within a certain amount of time to actually own it, to have it yours, because that 6% interest, that 8% interest, that whatever percent interest that they say it's on it is actually 200, 300% because of interest. And guys, saving money is making money. So when you have an opportunity to own a property, to buy land, do it. And if you can't, this is exactly what we're talking about right now, being able to do that by saving our money. I'm going to look at, talk about the numbers real quick. Out of 100%, 70% should be going out. 30% shouldn't go, you should be able to use that 30% for charity, for savings, and for investments. Okay, 10% on that, 10% on tithing. Tithing is going to church and giving money to church, or you have a charity that you donate to, or you just like to go, help homeless people out. I don't give homeless people money. I'll buy him a cucumber before I give him some money. You're gonna eat this in front of me, sucker. Why? Because I don't want them to go do something with what my heart actually intended to do. So buy them food, give them a coat. But that's tithing. That's just part of it. 10% of what you make should go to that. And people understand that what you give, you receive. What you give, you receive. So you should openly give and openly receive. Like this past week for my sister's graduation, man, I spent money. I had to spend money, but I spent it, and it felt good because I had it. And it felt good because I did have it. And they didn't have it. But I had it, and it felt good, and I know I can just get, go to work and not go to work, but like get to work, and then create some more income. But 10% tithing, 10% into investing, okay? Whether it's books, training programs, you're buying paid traffic, invest back into your business, and 10% of your income should go back to that at least. And we have 10% for saving. Investments and savings are two different things. You can even stretch that and make it 15, 20%, however you feel, but minimum 10% because you have to have that leverage just in case an emergency happens. Imagine you make a certain amount of money. Let's say you make $1,000. Okay, you make $1,000 every month, or you make $2,000 every month, $3,000 every month. 10% of that is 300, 200, 100. Take a piece of your money and put it somewhere so that when it comes time to upgrade in a business, you can do it. When it comes time to make a shift, everybody's doing this. You gotta buy shirts. You gotta travel to here. You can do it because you positioned yourself. You held yourself back from buying the pink heels that were so high. And you were able to save that money to make more out of it. And that's basically, what I wanted to touch on, because your living expenses are your living expenses, but out of what you bring in, how much are you actually keeping? And that's the problem. And if you're working that struggling 9 to 5, you can cut off some stuff and make room, because I promise you, God won't put you in a position that you can't handle. He will not let you not have enough unless you decide to not have enough. Trust me, there's opportunities everywhere. And if you're scared to ask, because a lot of people can ask, we have resources, we have this. Yo, if anything were to happen to me, you best believe I'm calling somebody, I'm going to ask, because when you ask, you receive. But these percentages are amazing, guys. Take your money and save some of it. Put some away for charity. Put some away for business investments. Put some away to save, just for anything. Maybe you want to go on a freaking resort ski trip. Your savings should be able to allow you to do that. Meanwhile, you got the rest of your money for bills, for food, for life, for living. That's your living expenses. We have bills, so we have to, pay our bills. But of course, keep more than you're pushing out. That's where residual income comes in. Come on. And again, broke-minded people will always do this. If you're making $1,000 a month, guess what? You're gonna stretch your lifestyle to fit in that $1,000 a month bracket. Then all of a sudden, wow, you hit this. You're making $3,000 a month. Oh, you badass. Now you stretch yourself again. You still broke, but you're making $3,000 a month, but you're not keeping none of it. Stretch again. You're making $10K a month, but you spent all the damn money. At the end of the month, you got $20. What? What are you doing? And that's the problem. As we grow, as we stretch, as we do any of this stuff, we have to, be able to see before we make these moves, guys. You got to be smart with your money, okay? And if it's and people are scared to spend money in the right places. That's one thing too. You're scared to spend money in the right places. They'd rather pay for somebody to sign up instead of actually buying training on how to learn to do it properly. Duh. Just saying. But that's my piece. You guys want to add anything? Because we're going to basically cut this short. I'm not going to go for hang on in a second.
People just gotta take what we just showed them into account, because it's serious. Take everything that we say. Take it serious. Me and all. I'm starting to apply a lot of different things to my budget. Well, not add, but take away a lot of different things from my monthly budget. Why? Because I see in longevity the results that it will give me, the benefits that I will have. So stop spending money on the stupid things. If you don't need it, don't spend it. Me, I'm a big person on cooking. I don't eat meat, so I don't eat from just any and everywhere. I even did that for a reason, to help me stop spending money on fast food and all these other things. I put myself in positions so I save in the long run. Basically, right now I moved, so I don't have internet. I don't have no computer. I'm working from my phone. I put my back against the wall, and in return, I'm saving money, and I'm making money doing it. So just it's all in what you put in your mind. Elevate your minds, people.
All right, ladies and gents, we're gonna catch you guys again next week for another mindset call. I hope you got a lot of information from this. Take it, apply it, understand that we don't do this just to waste our breath. We do it because we apply it and it works. Save your money, damn it, so that you can have some when you need it. And that's the whole point of all this. To make sure that you understand that we're not here to play around. You can't advance in life if you have nothing to show for it, period. So position yourself and make some sacrifices. Make some sacrifices. Filet mignon ain't all that, damn it, not all the time. Cook at home. If you don't know how to cook, buy a cookbook and learn how to cook. Invest into yourself. That's the greatest thing about us as humans. We have the ability to rationalize and make the decision. So as soon as you decide to make decisions on your finances and make sure that you're clear, you can do a hell of a lot. You'll have a lot more leverage, a lot more leg room. And love you guys. See you next week. This call's officially over.
Holla.